An emergency fund might not feel urgent today, but when your car breaks down or when you have a big unexpected expense, you'll thank yourself for having saved in advance. And as you hear that, you might think to yourself that saving for an emergency sounds like a great idea, but where do I even start? And that's exactly where I wanted to jump into. Put simply, an emergency fund is a sum of money that's set aside for unexpected expenses. Think things like unexpected medical bills, a car breakdown, or even a sudden job loss. It's money that you don't touch unless you absolutely need to. Think of it like your financial safety net. It's there to catch you so that you don't go into debt, and it gives you time to recover and get back on your feet. So one of the most popular questions that I hear when it comes to an emergency fund is, how much should I save in my emergency fund? A common recommendation is to have at least 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses saved up. But if that sounds unachievable or something that you can't do right now, consider just starting with 1 month's worth of living expenses, or even just $1,000, a sum of money that you can start off with and then build up to that 3 to 6 month worth of living expenses. Again, if this feels overwhelming, the most important step is that you just get started. Contrary to what you might think, having an emergency fund or starting an emergency fund doesn't have to be as complicated as it sounds. You really just need a good, simple plan that you can stick to consistently. Now, I know for me personally, when it comes to things that get pretty complicated, a lot of times I can have paralysis by analysis. So what I want to do is just give you 5 simple steps and 5 simple tips on how you guys can get started. Step number 1 would be to set a goal. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by an end goal of 3 to 6 months worth of expenses, as I mentioned before, just consider starting with $1,000, or if in your particular budget, $500 or even $100 is more realistic, just start with that. What's good about starting with a smaller goal is that by reaching that goal, it can be motivating. It can help you build momentum to reaching and achieving higher goals that you can set in the future. But again, you just have to get started. Tip number 2 would be to automate your savings. Set up an automated transfer from your checking account so that it gets moved into another separate savings account that you can utilize for your emergency fund. You'd be surprised how quickly $10, $25, $50, or $100 consistently paid into that account over time will add up. By automating, you remove a lot of the friction that would keep you from moving the money manually over to that account each paycheck. Step number 3 is to treat it like a bill. Instead of thinking of your emergency fund like an optional savings goal that you'll get to one day, treat it like you would any other bill. You see, most of us wouldn't think twice about paying our mortgage or our rent or our phone bill. So by placing a similar level of priority on saving for emergencies, it can greatly increase the odds that we'll follow through with saving for these emergencies that can come up in the future. Step number 4 is to reduce your expenses. Look for simple ways that you can cut extra expenses out of your budget. Say you're paying even $70 worth of subscriptions for something that you might not be using right now. If you cancel that subscription or those multiple subscriptions, that can add up to over $840 per year that can be redirected towards your emergency fund or other savings goals that you might have. And that's just from cutting out $70. Imagine if that was hundreds or even thousands of dollars that you were able to cut as well. And tip number 5, save unexpected money. Bonuses, tax refunds, birthday gifts, these are all really great ways for you to put more money towards your savings goal and make a bigger leap than you would with just your normal cash flow or money coming from your paychecks. Before spending that money or that recent increase on something that you might not even need in the first place, consider putting that money towards your emergency fund, helping you hit your goal even faster. The key is to start small and build momentum over time. And as you continue to do this over and over, you'll start to see real growth and real progress. Again, as you've probably experienced before, an emergency fund doesn't really feel very urgent until you need to utilize that money in an emergency situation. And as you're listening, you might think that an emergency fund is a great idea, but you might be wondering, where should you actually keep one? And if this is you, I'd recommend checking out my next video where I'll actually be covering this exact question. If this video helped you or you got any value out of it, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe if you're brand new. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.